Okay, thanks for stopping in. Back to the bench. As you can see back behind me, the scope is working and it's working pretty good. In many years, this is a 1967 scope. I haven't used one of these probably since I was in Passaic County Technical and Vocational High School back in 69 or 70. Took a little bit getting used to how to use some of the controls, which I haven't done in a long time. But this is it. This is the final, and let's get to it. Okay, before I put the cover on, this cardboard was partially in here and hanging down. Don't know what it's for. Doesn't look like a typical cardboard though, so not sure why it's in here or what it's for or why it's there, but I kind of put it back. Capacitors have all been changed. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to put the case on it and do a final wrap-up on this. Okay, so here we go. This is the final on this 91C oscilloscope by RCA, vintage, I don't know, 1967, 68, somewhere around there. It's now January of 25, so it's got a few years on it. Vertical calibrate. We're in the calibrate mode, okay? If you remember from previous videos, I had this crazy extra wave coming through, like a retrace that wasn't quite correct. So all the caps are changed. I've tested all the other capacitors, resistors. Everything is well within their tolerance ranges. So you'll see there's a little bit of a curve, non-symmetrical here. Put that online. But again, the retrace on this and everything is more stable now. So what did I do to get that? I went back in and I re-cleaned this sweep switch, okay? Because the retrace has got to be coming from the sweep. Keep my finger out of the viewfinder, that'd help too. So what I did was I went in and I used deoxit, my D5. I used some more D5 on it, Q-tips, and I actually got in there. I have some small tube of deoxit, full strength deoxit, and went in there and cleaned all those brass contacts. And once I did that, the sweep locks in a lot better. You don't see that big extra wave. What I've got now is I've got this hooked up. You can see I put a BNC on here because nothing else in my shop has those other connectors. So I put the BNC on. I do have this set at 1,000 hertz, sine wave, 1.5 volt input. Okay, so I will switch this over. And I don't know why that's tilted because I did straighten I adjusted the screen before I put it back into the case. Probably going to have to open it back up again and redo it. But if we put this up here, getting used to using one of these old scopes is quite a handful. I haven't used one of these in years. Come on, sync. There we go. I went from line to internal. And And there you go. Vertical works on it. You can see the non-symmetrical on the wave. I've used, it's got to be something in the scope. I've tested all the tubes in the vertical, the horizontal, all the tubes test excellent. I believe they're all the original tubes, and they're all in excellent condition. I've used audio generator. I've used my B&K. I'm using this, and I get that non-symmetrical wave. So it's got to be something in the scope. I'm not going to go crazy anymore. I've got this thing working pretty good. I'm going to, let's see, I'll put a square wave in. I put a square wave in. You can see that. Let me go to vertical. You can see that tube isn't quite vertical. I don't know why, because I twisted it a little bit before I put it back in. I'll have to open that up and redo that. But there you go. This is the final. The 91C. WO-91C. And I would still like to find the manual for this 91C. Oh, the other thing I gotta come over here on my bench. What a mess. I talked about that extra tube, that 12AU7, the second 12AU7 that's in there, and it's not in the A version, but it is in the B version, okay? And it's used as a sync separator. So that's what it is. It was followed through into the C version, okay? So just to clarify what that is. And, you know, the case is looking pretty good. Nice shine on it. I cleaned it up real nice. Let me disconnect. I'm going to swing this around. If you remember from the first version, the first video, this was all rusty. So you know what? I sanded it all down, primed it, sprayed it with hammer tone, gray hammer tone. Unfortunately, it's a different hammer tone than what's on here, but there you go. It's the original cap. It's just been cleaned up. That's it, folks. Thanks for stopping in, and looking forward to seeing you on my next project. Had a lot of comments from other viewers this time, which led me in the correct direction on some of my issues, and I truly appreciate that. So, appreciate all the help. That's it, guys. Remember, like my channel, subscribe, leave some comments. Those that leave comments know that I comment back. Take care and have a wonderful new year.